Greetings, Tynker administrators. Daniel here with Tynker. And so this video is going to walk you through how to roster your students at your schools. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. I made a video previously, and I'll put the link up there, where you roster your teachers. Now, you could then send those teachers a video that shows them how to individually roster the students at your school. That's one way to do this, if you want to push the responsibility off to them. The next way to do it would be to roster everything. That's what we're going to do here. I'm going to show you how to roster your teachers, your students, your classrooms, all in one fell swoop. So let's begin. Okay, and here we go. So when you are first logging into Tynker for the first time as a Tynker admin, you'll notice that you have the admin part of the dashboard. Okay. And you will most likely, all these school details will already be filled out for you. And then, which is great, you're going to have a couple of tabs up here. You've got teachers, students, classrooms. Now, I've got some data here from before because I've been practicing, but we're going to go ahead and skip right to students. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and now I could individually add a student, but I'm going to go ahead and import school data here. And I'm given a couple choices. Now let's start with non-Google schools. And if we choose that choice, we're going to go to Tynker accounts. Basically, we call those Tynker accounts. We're going to have to create a CSV, and we can do this either in Google Sheets or a CSV template. So if you create in Google Sheets, it'll ask you to make a copy, and you'll copy that document. And it will look like this. Okay, so this is what a spreadsheet will look like if you're using Tynker Teachers and Tynker Students. You want to import that data. So you've got first name, last name, email, password, class name, so the name of the class, student first, last, login, and password. So we're going to have to do that for every teacher and every class and student that's in those classes. And as you get down there, you can delete these columns and those cells. What does that look like on just an Excel or a spreadsheet program? Looks like this. Same thing, we're gonna fill all that data out and then just keep going down and down and down as we have more students. And then, if you're doing this with Google, it's gonna look like this. So again, if we are importing our school data, we choose teacher login with Google, student login with Google, and then we have these two choices here, download that template, create in Google Sheets. The Google Sheet will look like this. So you'll have a much easier job to just put in the email, the class name, and the student login. And then again, you can delete this stuff as you go down in the spreadsheet. And then in your spreadsheet program, looks just like that as well. Just add as many rows as you need until you get to all your teachers and classes. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to fill out this spreadsheet and I'm going to be right back. Okay, next step. So I'm going to show you how I filled this out and then we're going to download these and upload them. But let's start here on the spreadsheet for the Tynker Teachers and Students. So if you look here, what I did is I added the teachers, and I'm only doing a couple examples per, just because I don't have tons, I don't want to create tons and tons of fake accounts. So you can see Mr. Charles Rezak here. This teacher is listed twice because he has two students he's going to add. There's a student login there, and then there's a student password. So if I had 28 more students to add, I would just keep going down until I've added all those. But Charles Rezak would keep repeating. And then I've got Carol Zeitler here, and there's two students in Carol's class. And again, that's the name of her class. Should be the same, right? Because it's the same class. Now, if Carol had 3 classes, I could then add another class for Carol Zeitler and then add more students. So you see kind of how the logic of this works. Same thing over here on the Google side of things. On the Google side of things, I just have teacher email, class name, and a student login. So same teacher for the first 2, and then same teacher for the next 2, different students. But again, I could keep going down the sheet until I have all the classes that I need. for those. So I also put these in the spreadsheet just so you can see if you are using a spreadsheet program, when you're done, simply just go and export that as a CSV and then go ahead and do that. I'm just going to call this updated, Tynker School, Tynker on my desktop. And then on the Google side of things, I'm going to download this as a CSV here. And we're going to download. That's real fast. And now let's get ready to upload. Okay. So again, we have to kind of go through this again. So we're going to go to import school data. Remember, our first one we're going to do not with Google. So we're going to use school emails, and we're going to use Tynker account for students. So you can see up here. I'm ready to drag and drop my CSV to this area. So let's go ahead and grab that and drop it in, and bingo. I've got 2 new teachers, 2 new classrooms, 4 new students. Bingo, I import. Fantastic. And so you can see here, those students, the teachers are here. And I've got extra teachers here. So there's Charles and there's Carol right there. They've got 2 students in their class. They've got 1 class. And then my classrooms, there's Mr. Rizak, Mrs. Zeitler, there's their classes. Okay, so we're gonna now upload the Google teachers and the Google students. So let's import school data. Again, we're gonna click on school, student login, and then teacher login. And let's upload the CSV with the school data that we downloaded from Google, drop it in, and bingo. Again, here I've got 2 new teachers, 2 new classrooms, 4 new students. We've done it right. We're going to import, and bingo. So when I go back to teachers here, you'll see that I've got a lot of demo accounts here, but I did add those teachers. I should see 20, 21 are my 2 new teachers. My students are student 35, 36, 37, and 38. And then I've got my classes, which are my new classes, which are Mr. Rizak right there, and Mrs. Ackerman. I think that's my second class. So those 2 classes are there. So I've got B and Mr. Rizak and Mrs. Ackerman. And there you have it, Tynker Admins. And now your job is to share the Quick Start Teacher Guide with your teachers so they can start assigning lessons and coursework. And then you're going to go and tell everyone to go to tynker.com/training so you can sign up for a free PD and get certified. Why not? Next, why not share what you're doing with your students on Twitter? Tag GoTynker on Twitter, and we'd love to see everything that you guys are doing. So that's it. Take care and have fun.